thing, you go flying.
Another one?
For the most part, though, it wasn't so bad.
No. We have to, okay, pretend like you're angry at it. You're
Okay.
just like, okay, now you got a little bit.
Too excited.
Okay.
I'm at the Art House in St. Augustine with the owner. This is Melissa Nath. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming in.
So I'm going to get into some clay work today. I'm so excited. It makes me think of the movie Ghost. But that is not everything. That's not the only thing you offer here. You offer so much more. So just kind of give everyone an overview of the Art House and what you do offer here.
Sure. So we're an open studio. So that means that any time that we're open during regular business hours, anybody can come in and choose an art form and start creating. So paint your own pottery is really popular for that. People can come in off the shelf and then go pick out their paint palette and sit down and do that. We also have watercolors, acrylics. We also have 7 pottery wheels and clay hand building equipment. So that is basically any pottery that you make off of the wheel. So that could be pinch pots, slab construction, coil, and then we also have classes if people would like to get to the point where they're independent with Open Studio. Like if they felt like just popping in on a Tuesday to throw on the wheel for an hour or two, they can get to that point with some of the classes.
That's pretty cool. So talk about Open Studio and what that entails exactly.
Okay, so you can either use the supplies that we have here, or you could bring your own supplies. And so we, like I mentioned, the acrylic, the watercolors, the clay, the bisque pottery painting, we have those supplies here. But if you had, you know, stained glass or a large oil canvas that you wanted to do, the space is open and available where you would just pay an Open Studio fee to use the space. You could bring your own materials if you wanted to.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So you mentioned classes, but you also have workshops. So kind of explain the difference between those two.
Sure, so the workshops are like a one-time try it out, have fun, and learn how to do a new art form. We have that in drawing, like we have a vine charcoal draw and sip this week. We also have a chef's tools series where you can, you know, use slabs to make a cylinder, a utensil cylinder, and a spoon rest. And then if it's clay, we will glaze it for you and call you when it's ready. The classes, the wheel throwing, some of the drawing classes, some of the watercolors classes, they're sequenced because you have to build upon the fundamentals. So usually that's like a 4-week series, and then you can take drawing 1 and then you're drawing 2 and kind of build on it and really get the foundation.
Well, I think it's time for me to get started. I'm a little nervous. I've never done this before. Do you have any tips for me?
So when you're coming in to throw pottery, usually maybe don't go get your nails done right beforehand. You're just going to take off your jewelry, put your hair back because the wheel is moving and it's an electric wheel, so for safety. We do have aprons here. Clay comes out easy. You know, if you wash it out, it'll come out, but we do have the aprons. You will kind of get messy, so if you don't want to wear your nicest things for that. But for the most part, if you come to paint pottery, the glazes, they're washable, that sort of thing. So, but yeah. And you don't need any previous experience.
Okay.
Very, very beginner friendly. Like the whole studio is very beginner friendly as far as the classes and everything, because the hope is just to make it like an accessible place for people who don't consider themselves artists to come and enjoy something and just, you know, have a relaxing experience.
Yeah, no pressure.
Right.
I like that.
No pressure.
So I know you have a calendar of events, and how can people look at that, get more info? Where should they go?
Sure. The website, 904arthouse.com, has a lot of information. If you're looking for kids classes, adult classes, workshops, you can inquire for parties. We can do 12, semi-private parties. You can rent the whole studio if you wanted to have like a Christmas party or holiday party here. You can do that. And then there's the calendar of events and upcoming activities.
You offer so much here. Well, this is so cool. So thank you so much for having us today.
Yeah, we're excited to have you in.
And if you'd like to see this interview again, you can head to our website, and that's firstclassliving.net. Here is my adorable I'll kind of put it in front of me because it's white and you can't really see, but isn't that so cute? And then they colored it. They asked me what color I wanted. I said, just go with white. But it's funny because initially I wanted to make a vase, and she was like, that vase looks like it wants to be a bowl. So we made a bowl. But anyway, it was so cool. It was an awesome experience. I'd never done that before. I highly recommend, and it could make a really unique gift as well.